Headcrab, Belladar.
Yeah, I'm excited because best of three is more interesting, basically, because best of one is kind of random sometimes.
Yeah.
You can, you can be good at one map, but terrible on another. In best of three, you basically show your skill. So that's more fair, I would say.
Yeah,
There's
because
much less randomness.
it also gives if a real confident player, it gives them an opportunity to try to pull something interesting in the first match.
Yeah, that
Because
too.
you've got two more matches to play, and if you're a strong player on a strong map, you can say, oh yeah, it's I'll try something crazy on this first match because I'm pretty confident that I'll win the next two. So we might see some more interesting strategies come
Yeah.
out of these best of three matches.
Or mind games sometimes
Or
as
mind
well.
games. Oh yes, yes. I remember the old, the old tournaments I used to cast. Like seeing people build up a very early orbital launcher and then reclaim it so that your opponent couldn't scout it, so that you could do some really cool orbital
Wow,
shenanigans.
that's fun. That's fun.
That kind of stuff is really fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Forge. Forge, huh? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Forge is an interesting map.
Yeah, but it's a little bit turtly, So I mean, I'm not sure how good walls are on this patch. I played on PTA, so but walls on this map are extremely strong. So it often just tends to be map split into two, and then walls, and then turrets and all that jazz, which is not as fun as using mobile units, in my opinion. But we'll see.
I don't know if walls are as effective on this version of the map. There's quite a lot of entrances and exits to the starting locations. So I don't know if we're going to see a whole lot of wall play, but we'll see. These players are definitely a lot better than I am. We'll see what kind of strategies they pull out. All right, just waiting for people to choose their starting locations. It's a pretty easy choice because there's only two. Each person starts mirrored across the map from each other. So in the blue we have Belladar. He is opting to go bot first, which is pretty much all you do on this map is go bot first. Although, looks like Headcrab is opting to go tank first just to prove me wrong. Over here in the orange on this side of the base. That's interesting because I thought the normal strategy on this map is to go bots. Why would Headcrab be going vehicles first, do you think?
Well, if you I think opening with tanks is just as viable as opening with bots. So it just differs in style. You are much more defensive early on, but then you have slightly more advantage after you secure your initial metal. So you start off quite defensively, and then and the thing is that you have the map is kind of small, so bots are, I think, slightly better on bigger maps. So
that's a good point.
yeah, with tanks you just on such a small map you just use the travel distance is not so big, so it's just as simple as that. So I don't know what's the plan of Belladar. How is he, especially that he's going for second bot factory right now, so that's especially interesting.
He's going
so
he's going
the
really
thing
heavy
is,
into the bots. Oh, and he's got
I
he's got
have
a
no
transport
idea.
out.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm just wondering, how is he gonna defend initial 10-15 tanks as a push from Headcrab? It might be hard.
Yeah, it looks like Headcrab has already scouted Belladar's base, so he knows that Belladar's going heavy bots. Belladar has not scouted Headcrab at all.
Yeah, but he got.
But he's probably assuming that Headcrab is going vehicles on this map.
Well, I think it's still good to confirm what's going on, but
yeah, absolutely.
I'm really liking the usage. Sorry of transport with the fabricator in it. and then he might claim this rich 6 metal area and then wall it off. That's very common. With the turret, yeah, he's getting AA turret and anti-land turret, and then maybe walls, and that's very hard to break. So most likely it's for a long time it's not gonna be contested. So so that's pretty good. Although he spends a lot of money on those turrets early on, so he will have much less units for a long time. So actually, that might be hard to get map control, because he went for a double bot factory, so he doesn't really have too many good units, and then he also made turrets and walls and stuff like that on the island. So like this peninsula, I guess. So he might have some problems with just, like, as I said, with this big tank push from Headcrab. That's inevitably coming.
Yeah, couple tanks seated outside of Belladar's base, just taking out bots as they appear. Just saying howdy, saying what's up. Belladar's got this. It's walling off this little peninsula out here. That was the fabricator that he took down with a transport. And he's also got, as you mentioned already, this little area building out. So yeah, Belladar with the metal advantage early on, just because of his use of fast expansion. We'll see if that comes back to bite him later. You know, focusing on expansion and not as much on units. Although he does have a minor unit count advantage, but that is all mainly in bots. Looks like he does have some tanks he's going to start pushing out in the middle, encountering Headcrab's tanks. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to claim this metal in between them. What kind of strategies they employ to do that. It looks like Headcrab's tanks have found Belladar's little expansion down here and have taken out the Fabber responsible for it.
Yeah, but bombers are cleaning this up. It's actually very... He destroyed all the metal there. It could have been very, very important, but sniping 2 metal is nice. It makes it more even. But I think Belladar is doing really good, because Headcrab is playing... I mean, I think he's making very huge mistake, because he's making turrets. Like, he made 4 turrets already, and why would he do that? Because Belladar right now, he needs to be pushed with mobile units, because he doesn't have that many. So Headcrab, by making those turrets, basically is sinking money into something that just is not helping him right now. It will be good in 2-3 minutes once Belladar kicks his production kicks in, and then obviously turrets are okay to hold such expansions. But right now, because he made already another turret right there, but it got sniped with bombers. But as you see, he doesn't have because he made those turrets, he doesn't really he couldn't invest. It would be much better if he invested, for example, in air factories, and then could counter the air of Belladar, which right now is wreaking havoc.
Yeah, Belladar with a pretty significant unit advantage now. He has pushed his commander out to the center area between the 2 bases and has started putting down a factory to try to claim this area as his own. Headcrab responding by sending some tanks out. They might be able to put some damage down, but a good placed Uber cannon would stop that push pretty quickly. And Belladar already has had an opportunity to move some tanks down there of his own. Looks like some bombers doing a little bit of work, eating into Headcrab's unit count, but that was stopped pretty quickly.
Although it's kinda, I think, I mean, it's a very good move from Belladar that he's moving his commander out there, but because he doesn't have too many units and he invested quite a lot of money into air, he might get crushed right there. So I mean, I think right now Headcrab, the only chance from him is basically do an all-in and try to attack his commander, because look, it's already 30 or 40 metal difference.
Yeah.
This peninsula is controlled by Belladar, and those bots will harass Headcrab. So what I would do is just all in right there and hope for the best, because although he's moving his commander maybe to even base rate, try to and then Belladar would have to come back with commander or decide to base rate. I mean, to go to Headcrab base, and then a lot of things can happen. So that's a bit more shaky. But he's making he's making energy plant out on the map, which is a little bit bizarre, I think. Like,
yeah, that's a weirdly placed energy. Like, why is it way out there?
why would you do that?
Yeah, pretty big group of tanks from Headcrab making their way across the map, but they're just getting picked off by Belladar's units. They're not really doing anything effective. They haven't put much damage down on anything. They might be able to get some of these lone metal extractors, but at this point, I don't think that's really the move that needs to be made here. He really needs to try to find a way to push Belladar out of the center, because there's 6 uncontested metal spots out here, and if he loses those, he's already in a metal deficit. That's just going to make things way worse.
Although I don't think it's possible to remove commander from such position. The thing is that
not when you're already on your back foot like that.
Yeah, this as well. But when the commander is in such in certain position, it's very hard to push him back, because look, he can get walls, he can get turrets, and together with Uber cannons, it's basically very costly to attack such a fortified position. So what Headcrab should do is right now, I think, go for base trade and try to attack base of Belladar and hope that he might kill some factories and cut his production. But it's not really doing that. So I don't know. This commander is like chilling around and building energy plants and not really doing anything smart, I think.
Yeah, the door for Headcrab doing anything to get back in this game is closing pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
He's already down. He's got half the units. He's got half the units that
Should we pause the game?
It'll automatically pause.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So while it's paused, we can take a look at this real quick and get a good idea of what's going on. You know, Belladar's already up. He's got twice as many units as Headcrab has. The economy is slowly coming back together, although Headcrab is still floating economy and has been floating economy quite a bit throughout this match. I think the bots early on might have worried Headcrab a bit, and that's maybe why he was putting down so many turrets, is to try to prevent raiding bot parties. But yeah, like you said, I think that was a mistake early on, because all of his economy is going down into these turrets and not into mobile units, which would help him stay in this game, honestly.
Exactly.
And yeah, I don't think he's doing enough raiding. I don't think Headcrab is doing enough raiding at all. We had that one push over into this area, early on, where he killed a couple of metal extractors. Probably wasn't the greatest trade in the world, given how many tanks it took to do that.
Well, since he got he got those two. Look, how do you ping in PA, by the way?
G.
G. Oh yeah, I changed hotkeys, so I don't have ping.
Default hotkey is G.
Yeah, the thing is that he actually is claiming 2 very rich metal areas. If he holds it, and I think it might be hard to hold it, but if he holds them, he might be back into the game, because right now, he just caught up with metal.
He did,
so
but he's still wasting a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's bad.
He has taken the metal advantage, but if you take into account waste, he's still not doing what he needs to do. He needs more factories.
Exactly, obviously. Maybe Belladar will get cocky there, and maybe he will try to attack his commander or something, and that will help Headcrab definitely to get back into the game. So actually, it's getting maybe back a little bit into. Headcrab is coming back to the game. But then again, he has so little units that he might not hold. This. So there, on the right there are 10 tanks from Belladar.
Yeah, as pointed out in chat, there are quite a few boombots massing up for Belladar. and Headcrab's commander is pretty exposed. He's got quite a few tanks, but if he actually does and pushes in here and loses a lot of his tanks, it's going to be game over for him because all of the boom bots are just going to swoop in and snipe the commander.
I'm not really too big of a fan of boom bots, to be honest, because
they're very situational.
Yeah, I mean boom bot snipes, obviously.
Yeah, they're very.
If you are careful, yeah, if you are careful, then you're probably not gonna get sniped. But
and here they come. Here come the boom bots.
He's not
here
careful
they go.
at all. He doesn't scout at all, and he just gets owned hardcore.
Yeah, I think Headcrab is just.
He was getting back to the game. He might have came back, but.
Yeah, I think he pretty much knew the writing was on the wall and had to make a push, and that was just the choice he made.
Yeah, I mean the push was necessary earlier, but he managed somehow to because Belladar was slightly too passive, I think, and it allowed Headcrab to come back to the game. So this push was unnecessary, I think. It was a good idea to push 3 minutes earlier, but in this situation, it would actually it would be not bad to just go back and then mass a lot of tanks, and then those tanks would crash those boom bots, and then the game would maybe even slide into Headcrab's favor, or at least even out. So
yeah, right around the 10.5 minute mark, he started pulling ahead on the economy, and you know, if he had buckled down, built some more factories, and built up a bigger mass of units. I mean, all of these metal extractors that he has are, you know, at least somewhat protected. They aren't going to get taken easily because he did put down the defenses, which, you know, good decision, bad decision, whatever. He had them protected. If he had built up some more factories, taken some more time, and gotten a good group of units, he might have been able to come back in this game. Or, like you said, if he had actually pushed a few minutes earlier, waiting until, you know, instead of waiting and keeping his commander out in the open for so long, then again, it may have gone the other way.
Yeah, if he scouted, because he didn't really scout at all, so this attack was like, hooray, let's go forward, yeah. And whatever happens.
Yeah, there's no way he would have done that if he didn't know the boom bots were there.
Yeah, you have to scout what's ahead of you, usually. So it's good to send air scout. If you do such push to someone's base, it's good to send air scout beforehand to know are there any turrets or walls or boom bots in this case. So if he pulled back, played it cool, played it safe, and secured that metal that he had, repelled those boom bots, he might have been in a nice shape.
Yep, and as soon as Belladar saw the commander pushing out, and here come the boom bots.
Yeah, that was like perfect counter. Maybe Belladar knows Headcrab. I don't know. Maybe knows his playstyle. People in chat say that Headcrab is very often too risky with his commander, and he tends to suicide.
Yeah, I think somebody was telling me that before the tournament started.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
that was round one going to Belladar.